Trigonometric functions of any angle. When we are dealing with trig functions and when we are referencing angles, we can name angles by either calling them radians or degrees. Radians and degrees are just two different units of measure for angles. So radians usually deal with pi. Degrees have the degree symbol, so look out for the degree symbol. Degrees have the unit base of 0, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 360 degrees. So we're most used to seeing radians written as degrees, or angles written as degrees. However, radians is what most physicists, mathematicians use when they are doing math with angles, because radians are the natural mathematical form for degrees, and they are in terms of pi. And pi is your ratio of your radius to the circumference of the circle. So let's take a look at our ratios for our trig functions of the angle. So we're going to let theta be an angle in standard position with xy on a point on the terminal side of theta. So that means we need to have a circle. And this circle needs to have a center point. We're going to have an initial side, which is right here. It's always right here, your positive x-axis. And then we're going to have a terminal side, and that can fall anywhere on the circle. And for now, I'm just going to have my terminal side fall in quadrant 1. And that is going to be x, y, because that falls on the coordinate plane. And on the coordinate plane, points are listed in an ordered pair. So notice that we have this r equals square root of x squared plus y squared, and that's just the equation of a circle, but it's solved for the radius. So this is just telling us how to find the radius measure. So we're going to call this measure here r, because of course that is the radius from the center to the outside of the circle. So anytime that you are looking for the sign of a circle, you need to refer to the y of the ordered pair. Anytime you're looking for the cosine of a circle, you need to refer to the x of the ordered pair. And anytime you are looking for the tangent of the circle, you need to refer to the y over x. So sine is always y, cosine is always x, and tangent is y over x. And one thing that I forgot to put here is that angle measure right here, which is theta. Now, cosecant, secant, and cotangent, these are the inverses. And in order to find them, all we have to do is we have to find the reciprocal of our three basic sine, cosine, and tangent functions. So instead of cosecant theta being y, cosecant theta is going to be 1 over y. But if y is already a fraction, we can just remember it as the reciprocal of y. Same thing with secant of theta. It would be 1 over x, or the reciprocal of x. And then same thing as as cotangent of theta. That's going to be x over y. So sine and cosecant go together, cosine and secant go together, and tangent and cotangent go together. So this is sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, tangent, cotangent, my bad. It's always easy to remember that tangent and cotangent go together. Like cotangent is the inverse of the tangent because they both have the word tangent in them. I always remember that sine goes with cosecant because sine starts with S and cosecant starts with C, and that cosine goes with secant because cosine starts with C and secant starts with S. So it's like the C and the S letters flip. S, C, C, S. That's just how I remember them.